bad, Mommy, because I thought we were supposed to conserve things. I couldn't reconcile it. Now I can. In fact, I'm going to share with you a very simple story, which is that I went home one day and I said, why are conservatives bad, Mommy? Because I thought we were supposed to conserve things. I couldn't reconcile it. Now I can.
Thanks for watching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that we're inside of a simulated matrix. Your reality may get suspended for a moment. You may actually say, what in the hell is going on? So I'm going to wake up a lot of people in regards to what this reality really is. So let's look at Kamala. I already did a video on Trump and Biden and a whole bunch of other people, but this is a gift that I came with. And as you develop the gift, just being able to see, you have eyes that can see and ears that can hear. This is what you're seeing in real life, people. I have eyes that can see and ears that can hear. It's not just something that's talking about something spiritual. It's actually talking about being able to see through the matrix, being able to see through the game being played. So we have Kamala DEVI Harris. Now, it's just one letter from devil. I always laughed about that, and I was like, maybe that's why she laughs all the time. Because as kids, we don't understand in the game what we come to play, what role we come to play. But as Kamala got older, Kamala realized, oh, this is the role I come to play. Because as a child, you always think, the world is beautiful, the world is great, everybody's wonderful. And then you get taught or trained in a way that you either should go or shouldn't go. And she got trained in a way that fits her role. Now, let's look at the gematria, and this is pretty much what is used in gematria. That's just a more updated version of gematria. I'm gonna bring in some explanations of what these ciphers mean. Remember, these people who are sensitive that's watching this video, this has nothing to do with magic. This has nothing to do with occultic things. This has nothing to do with hidden things, other than the fact that it's in plain sight. And because of modern times, we get to see behind the veil. So this is what you're seeing. A lot of people can do, well, not a lot of people can do gematria, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's incapable once you wake up to be able to understand how to decode. So then you can not be deceived, okay? Just like with the pow, a lot of people got deceived because they didn't understand that on the vowels when we first came out. I was doing videos on, they had 666 on the vowels, and that channel got removed. And so I'm sort of kind of giving up on trying to tell people do not get your genome changed, because now you get another marker of another person. And a person in definition form actually means another beast or another monster. Okay, they call us golems, they call us like we're not human. And when someone calls you a person, they may not even know what they're calling. But here, truly, DEVI is a person, and a person is a monster, a person is a beast, but she rides on the beast. Now, they coded this in many books before the Bible got penned by men. There were other books that talked about this character that keeps coming back in the game. And I want to show you a few more pictures of, she has this red dot on her. Kamala comes from a family with red dots, so she's just carrying out a role in this story. Okay, this one here is almost, looks like CERN. And this favors her a lot. I mean, this one is even more likely. So this is the one that I thought was quite interesting. Because this name here is what I'm talking about, the middle name. And so she's from India. She's from the clan or the priestlyhood of Tamul. And Tamul is also the clan that Vivek is from. They're from the same bloodline. There are other people that have been running against each other. They're of the same bloodline. It's in the blood. It's in the blood. And so you get to find out what people play in the game when you look at the bloodline. So, anything else I want to say? But the reason why Kamala says that she's black is because there's a very important role when it comes to melanated people in the game. Melanated people if they would awaken, could savor the game to awaken everyone to the Matrix. However, the people here in America, the melanated people here in America, who are the original people that are not the ones that are immigrating over here, whether legal, illegal, the originals. America is not some actual new country. It's been here. They just do resets and resets and resets in the game. Okay, but I won't go into all of that. So let's look at what Kamala Harris is all about. Now, we saw the video earlier, but the main important thing is her character she plays. I would love to go bring in someone else, but she hackles a lot, she laughs a lot. But the reason why she laughs a lot is because that's the role she plays. That's her character. It's not a laughter of joy, it's a laughter of destruction. If anybody understand that. It's like the harlot that rides the horse that was written about, meaning that the writers of that book, which were probably not the titles of the book, let's say Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, John on the island of Patmos, those people did not write, they didn't write the stories. These stories come from thousands of years ago. The names are just changed, but that's fine. That doesn't move me to know that still there are books that have been preserved by people who want to use I always show illuminated pyramid. I may even put it on here, the illuminated pyramid with Anunnaki on top of it. The Anunnakis are Enlil, who is Yahweh, Enki, who is, he changes his character, but he's the serpent on the tree. The serpent on the tree actually is the one that created the bodies of men and women, him and his wife, scientists. But these are Anunnakis, and they are melanated Elohims. Now, Elohim doesn't actually, in our way of looking at it, you would call them deities, gods, but really in actuality they're not. They're just players in the game who have had for tens of thousands of years been worshipped, and their Anunnaki father Anu is the one they call the Most High, and then you have his son Enlil over the dome, and then you have the son Enki, who's the scientist over genome in the bodies with shots and with all types of things. Then you have their sister, who I think is Tiamat, who causes war. Anyway, yeah, I only knew. So let's look at, since I spent some time on this. Remember, this is one letter from DEVI. Y'all know what a DEVI is. Okay, so ordinal, cipher ordinal 152 and cipher 152 does two things. The ordinal and the capital added say 152. Now 152 ordinal and 152 capital added represents the number 52 only. The 1 is a space holder. The 0 holds a space, but it doesn't hold a space, meaning it's just letting you know that there's something else that's in front of it. So you have a 0 and a 1. 0 and 1s make up the game we're playing in, okay? The matrix is made out of, or the simulation is made out of 0s and 1s. Everything is a flux or a flow or an energy or a spirit. Everything's made out of 0s and 1s, meaning the beginning and the end, doorways. You rotate it front and back. 0s and 1s is 1 and 0, which is 10. 10 is the beginning of a new number line. You got 1, you got 0 and 9. That's the largest the numbers can get. The largest a number can get is 9. It begins with 0, ends with 9. And then when it starts over again, it begins with 1 and starts with 0. So if anybody understands number relationships, number families, you'll get what I'm saying. So the highest number you'll ever have is 9. Okay? And then that's why they use 6 and 9, and one's flipped upside down and one's regular. 6 and 9 represents the yin and the yang. It represents duality. It represents dark and light, morning and night. sun and moon. It represents woman and man. That's why there really is no blending of woman and man. It's just if it is, there's a distortion of the zeros and one. But anyway, let me continue. So that's why the one is here. The one is here because it's just holding a space. So 52 actually represents the New World Order. So let me bring it over here so y'all can see that real quick. So y'all be able to see that. Remember we're talking about the character Harris, okay? I was surprised she didn't have so for her 52, she has 2 cast overs of 52 in her game board, and in her game board 52 she's strictly about the New World Order. Now in order to be part of the New World Order, you have to be very, 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 very liberal. You have to be very extremely liberal. You have to really be about bringing in the destruction of the game that we're playing now. So she feels her role is to bring in the destruction of the game more than any other player. More than any other player. Because all of the players in the game, whether they are a Christ-like character like Trump, or whether they are a character like a Biden, who originally supposed to be a good player but got perverted, okay, because of sacrifices that he initially had to make in the game. So they have to make sacrifices. So if you see people dropping in their families at particular time frames, that's because either they have to be removed out the game and be reincarnated, or someone in the family has to be removed. And most of the time, the dinosaur news or the legendary news, the manipulators will tell you, they'll say it on the news, we need to get rid of this person, we need to get rid of that person, because they're saying they need to sacrifice whoever the oligarch is over that media, which is a portal, which is a channel that enter homes. They use these windows, the windows of heaven, to come into people's homes to bring in a lot of stuff, especially during the Olympics. And that was the point of the Olympics, is bring a mockery up on what billions of people hold dear, is the Last Supper. The blue guy was just another. Let me see if I can show you the blue guy at the Olympics right quick. So you see blue folks all the time, like the Avatar movie. Okay, these are just deities and Elohims and brothers and Anunnakis, okay? Anunnakis that the Ali Nazis serve, the Zionists serve. Other people serve them too, but the East tend to want to stick with their role they play. And so even though she was originally, she came here and she was raised in Canada most of her life, they can't be loyal to the United States, because they can't just, I'm born in the USA. You'll never find that they're born in the USA, because if they're born in the USA, they'll be sort of kind of like Donald J. Trump, where they'll have this struggle. Unless you're Hillary, you have no struggle because you've been MK Ultra for so long. Donald had a struggle. That's why they took him to military school. Frederick Christ Trump, his dad's name, the player in his game, to bring him up in the game so he'll know what his role is to play. Obama, the one that falls from heaven, who, as Kendrick Lamar says, they're not like us. Obama's a different kind of melanated person. His avatar does not hold the essence of those who would awaken in America. The melanated would awaken in America could bring healing to the land. But that's the reason why the legendary media, the dinosaur media, keeps propagating the melanated people here in America. And they're bringing in other melanated people who are not of a certain gaming. We all have bodies and avatars, but all of our essence or spirit or frequencies aren't the same as other melanated people. Once the enough of the melanated people who are born in America awaken to the fact that this is a game, awaken to the fact that freedom has already come, forgiveness has already come, then things will change. So you see, it just says New World Order. So let's go to 42, since it's sitting looking there at us. Okay, so when I saw this, and I was like, you know what, Calvin Cipher 42. Okay, she told the truth in the video. So she understands, or at least she understood what truth is, or she knows truthfully what her mission is. Freemason. A gun. Maybe that's why she's worried. Maybe somewhere in there she knows that that's going to pop up for her too, or maybe who knows how Matthew Thomas Crook was able to have a gun on the premise and another guy in the tower. Who was the architect of that gun? I don't even have to say allegedly. I'm just looking at the cipher. Because you really, the Tamul priestly clan has a lot of power. You have to look at, I haven't looked into, what is his name? Vance, J.D. Vance's wife, but she reminds me of Kamala. I have no respect of persons. I am not Democrat, Republican, or independent. I'm a player in the game that watches the game, that can decipher the game, that can tell you, hey, this character right here will bring destruction, this character right here will do this, that, and the other. I did a video on Vance in comparison to Pence and Vance actually means marsh, which is a form of swamp. So we have to be very careful with his role. If he doesn't play his role right, he gets influenced by anybody from the East who has any bloodline that's of the same bloodline as Kamala. Kamala's bloodline is very, 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 very staunch on control. They almost got kicked out of the land of Tamura. I was studying this some years back when I was first heard about her, and I was like, wow. And that Nikki female is very dangerous, very dangerous. Her character is very dangerous. The guy that Biden has as Secretary of State, what the little guy name is, is he Secretary of State? Well, Gematria said he is a man of war. What is the guy's name? Little bitty gray head, skin face guy. He is a Aussie Nazi Zionist as well, and Biden's a Zionist as well too, because his daughter Ashley is married to an Aussie Nazi. Which this all goes back to their Elohim. This is just a chess game, or the game called life, where you're playing a game of war. And you say, well, why would they want to do that? Why would they want to play their lives? Because their lives are boring. The ones that sit over the game. Not that they are masters over us, it's just they're mastering over many on the planet, because a lot of people on the planet don't understand that you've been given insight on the game through code books, and a lot of people worship these code books and don't understand these code books are to be understood, how to play the game or how to move around the game. See, that doesn't mean that we have to perish on any means the way it says. What is giving us the advice to do is, hey, they finna try something. And these are the characters. If you have eyes that can see and ears that can hear, these are the characters. You can come together and say, hey, we're going to agree that of these people, they can reset themselves, but they're not going to reset the game. Even though they're trying to reset the game very soon through the money system, through the digital system. Because a lot of people will be ill prepared. They're making a lot of people sick through effective things and things that are called safe. But that's just genoning. They've always genomed. A lot of people want to remove players who want to be able to have these, which is really one of the only things that's keeping them from absolutely ending the game. Okay, so architect, is that architect? Sure looks like it. Just like in masonry or architect, someone that plays a vital role in the game, how they maneuver or They did actually a coup on Biden, moved him out the way. He did not want to leave because that's Biden. Biden knows that in the game, when you play in their game, they set you up. There are things that are done on islands that's way more than just seductive, sensual. There are other things that's done, like when they say, "Oh, the children that didn't come with parents over the border, they're given to sponsors." I would advise you to go look at the movie called The Island. The Island. And it explains in that movie what sponsors are, what sponsors have privilege of, what sponsors can pay for, and it shows who are the sponsors, from presidents to athletes to inventors. So if you look at somebody and they don't look the same anymore, and somehow they lost a whole bunch of weight, or somehow, they got injured, but they were in a car wreck and now, but they're still alive. In that movie, it really explains a part of the game where that's why they need millions of dollars, because as long as you have an avatar, you can just transfer, like in the Avatar movie, the blue people, you can transfer your energy into another body. Okay? There's a lot of Hollywood people, especially Orlando, he talks about a lot of stuff that they can do in the game that a lot of people don't realize. But knowledge being revealed can prevent you from being clutched. That's all I'm trying to say. So this is absolutely her. I don't have to go into her background. Female lady, bitch. Okay. Yeah, that's her. Building architect, okay, Freemason, and she maybe feel like she's building a truth, okay. So a lot of people do see her as someone that's speaking the truth. When she was a kid, she believed in the truth. That was a good thing at one point. The number 9, so she's at the highest point before the game gets reset. She's at the number 9. It's half of the yin and the yang. It's half of the light and darkness. She's half of a duality. I would even want to call her bipolar, meaning she can be sweet. She can tell the truth, but then she can be very, very hateful, very vindictive, very spiteful. Even if probably you don't know you did something to her, it doesn't matter. Okay, she's G, the G spot. Okay, the G spot, the genome. Okay, made to be in the game. She's the number 7, because G is the number 7. So she is to complete something. Okay, Zionism. Her husband is part of the Nazi Zionist. Biden's daughter's husband, Zionist. Trump's daughter's husband, Zionist. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. Both presidents or ex-presidents are Zionists, support Zionism. Jews, not so much the issue. It's Zionism that's the issue, because they're the bankers, banksters. They're the ones that help edit books that they need for you to follow along with completely, so then you'll be able to help them bring forth the future they want. Because if you really believe the books that have been edited, you would not fight your demise. So why do you naturally just fight your demise? Why do you just naturally warn people? It's because deep down in you, like she said, as a kid, you know the truth. And the truth is, you don't supposed to be oppressed. You do not supposed to be conquered. You do not supposed to be conquered in this game. So there's a conflict going on there. You read something, you see what it says, but they also tell you that you're going to lose. And inside you say, no, I'm not going to lose. Maybe another group will lose. Maybe we're not the group that's going to lose. And everything around you says, oh yeah, you're the one. And you say, no, I'm not. And that's the reason why the game hasn't ended, because you just refuse to be the ones that will be bowing. The more knowledge that has come in the game, the more you see that you don't have to bow. and a lot of people are preparing for all the tricks. The thing about it is, can you not worship somebody? Can you not worship these characters? Okay? Can the AKA not worship Kamala, whose name starts with a K? Can you not worship Kamala? Those folks who are for Biden, can you not worship Biden? Can you not worship Jill? Can you not worship Trump? Can you not worship Melania? Can you not worship Vance? I'm just asking. Can you suspend the worship? And say, I worship Jesus, I worship Buddha, I worship Confucius. You know, there's different people that argue about everything. But all I gotta do is look at your ways. Okay. Nigger. Okay, not nigga with a AR, nigger. Okay? This is what this architect female lady bitch does. Claims she's a nigga. Okay? She is a nigga. She's lazy. Because that's what nigga means. And that's who she hurt. Who did she hurt? Brothers. That was a whole role. Go look at her record. Why does she do this? Because Zionism leads to that. Because you got the brothers who, in our culture, they call them niggas. Not nigger, because nigger is really just a trifling word. But nigga is different. Slight variance on it when it comes to urban dictionary, okay? But if you don't understand what I'm saying, that's fine. They're not the same word. One has, what this word here is for all types of people, and then the other word is just for brown melanated people use it. Okay, amongst one another because it's different. Everybody thinks they're talking about this, but they're not talking about this, okay? They're talking about So let me go back to what I was thinking. So her role is to mess with the brothers, okay? And the Aussie Nazis, or the Nazis, which supposed to be in the last days in the tents of Sham. So you got Japhite in the tents of Sham, according to one of the coded writings. And the coded writings is letting you know that during the end of the game, before the reset, whether they do nuclear war, fire, because they said they weren't going to play the game with flooding anymore. But I don't know how true that really is. Because anyway, so with the Zionists, that would be Japhite. Japhite are like, I would call them Japanese, but Japanese or pale skin. Okay, so Japhites or Yaphites would be part of this group here. More so what Kamala is, but she got a little bit of Shem in her, and maybe a little bit of, I don't even want to say Ham in her, because Ham definitely is way darker. Ham, the sun blesses Ham. Ham's seed is actually blessed, but people misinterpret the code book. That, yeah, they will be seemingly punished. Okay, but it never really said they were going to be punished. I think it says Canaan. And the land of Canaan right now is going through a whole bunch. But anyway, that was a person at that time. But these are just different names. They just changed the names. So, she's working for Zionism against the Nigga, the people that the media says are lazy, but we're not. In every race, there are lazy people. We were so lazy, believe me, we wouldn't keep it moving. There are people in our avatar group that really need to get over this. What is it called? Where you ask for somebody to give you something because it seems righteous to do. Wake up. It doesn't matter when people say they're righteous or doing something righteous. It's just not going to happen because Zionism is ruling, and Zionism, Japhite is in the tents of Shem. Shem is tan skin, okay? Brothers. Melanated brothers. Not so much dark skin. Okay? I think the dark skin is the one they say sold us. So Ham probably sold Shemites to Japhites. Okay? So yeah. Japhites. No problem. It is what the game is. Black Star. Oh, she does look like a Black Star, but we understand Black Star can represent something else too. This is about the New Testament. So she's found in the New Testament. So that's a coded book as well. And in the New Testament, I would dare to say she's found riding on. This isn't a horse. This is like a bull, a hippopotamus, or some type of beast. Some type of beast. And the reason why this person looks like this is because when they genomed, and when they first started genoing bodies, it would be half man, half beast, half goat, half this, half woman, half fish. That genoning happened it was after the first deluge, because the earth has been flooded more than one time, it's been burnt more than, the game has been jacked over so many times, but you don't get there. You're not going to find everything in the modern code book. There are other code books that the modern code book was coded from. So you got the Old Testament, New Testament, the Muslim book, and you got many Talmud books, and you got the book of Enoch. You got a whole bunch of books, the book of Yashar, a whole bunch of books that disclose information about the coded game. And in these coded game books, you just piece together the story, but you have to be really careful because the names change. And the names change because that keeps people asleep. Because that's this is a new book that was written penned by the hand of God, or penned by the Holy Spirit, or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's what you were told. Okay, you do know in that same book it says, put not your trust in men. So it tells you in the book, put not thy trust in men. So it's just like when they tell us they're going to do something through cartoons, through the news, and they be like, what you upset about? We already told you in the movie. We already told you at the Olympics when they did this, nurses running around and a plague and this big old bull and all this, that, and the other. They said, we already told y'all. We told the whole world in one day what we were going to do. So why are you acting like you can't trust us? We already told you what we're going to do. So they tell you in plain sight. They'll tell you, hey, this is who we are. This is what we do. Don't fight it. Trust us. Well, you trust it because it's been written, right? No, what you're supposed to do is look at it and say, oh, that's what that's for? Oh, it's more of a warning. Oh, I'm supposed to avoid this. I'm supposed to get with people and say, hey, y'all, let's cancel this part of the game. Let's sit these people down somewhere and tell them to sit down somewhere. So it says, sin, of course, all fall short, right? 42 lines in the Bible. So go to 6, 4 plus 2 is 6. Bible begins with Matthew. So we got Matthew, Thomas, Cook. Wow, but she is Zionism, so that will give her access to removing a player that plays a Christ. Trump plays a Christ. I can't say he plays an antichrist. However, he is part of the bloodline. I would think he would be a mixture of the Palladians bloodline. He does have some of the same blood in him that Hillary has. But just because someone has a Palladian bloodline, that doesn't mean that they are without blemish. They're without sin, or they're missing the mark of playing the character in a perfect way. If you're trying to only preserve your life, then you can literally mess up many people's lives in the game. That's why you should not put all your hope in someone, or put most of your hope in the idea of someone. You should encourage that person to do what's right. You should, and if the person listens, you should say, look, we need for, if you're going to play a role in front of us, do the role right. However, there are a lot of cloning that goes on. I think I did a video on that, and the Allen explains that as well. So we got 71, Let's go to that and close out. Babylon. So let's look at a picture of Babylon right quick. Might as well. Wow, I love pictures. Okay. The Tower of Babel. Different languages. It reminds me of the Olympics. All languages come together. Babylon. Okay. The Tower of Babel. Now the story of the Tower of Babel is slightly different than what you are used to. When we hear about them building a tower to reach up to the heavens, it's really what happened was the people figured out how they were genomed, how they were being edited with pow-pows and with nothing's new, people. Nothing's new. So when they tell you come get this pow-pow because it's safe and effective, that's the same thing that was going on here. And these people found out they no longer want to be ruled and reigned by the Elohims that were on the earth, the Anunnaki. And so they had an Anunnaki that would support them. He was like a Christ. He was like someone that would support their idea. And when that got found out, they tried to kill him. However, revamped story, everything's revamped. They were building a tower, not so much in rebellion to. It was in rebellion because they want to get off planet. They did not want to be under the dome. They no longer want to be in the game. If they were going to be in the game, they were not going to be played the way the Elohims were playing them. Enlil, Enki, Tillamook, a whole bunch of them. You got Amun Ra, but Ra, the Ra part is at the end, but he had another name. It's just so many revamped stories. Now, the New Testament and the Old Testament definitely are not the original stories, but that's fine too. Just understand that that's the new code, but the new code goes along with the old code. The new code just makes it clear on, well, a person like me, it's clear on what they want the end to be. Okay, but when you hear about these people rebelling against God, no, they came together against the Anunnaki Elohim's gods, but they're not gods. But anyway, that's just a characteristic playing the game, and their father's supposed to be the Most High. New. This is Sumerian text information. This is just, if you stay in one book, you will not quite understand the game properly because you'll only be able to see through the veil. You'll still believe in the odds. You'll ease on down the road. You won't carry nothing that'll be a load. You know what I'm saying? Like the song says, don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on, ease on down the road. That was the melanated version with Michael Jackson in it. What they were saying was you're walking on the street paved with gold right now. But while you're walking down the road, when you get off the road, you get in the poppy fields. And the poppy fields are the side path that puts you to sleep. If you stay on the golden path, it'll take you to the Oz. But when you get to the Oz, or the one that's supposed to, the kryptonite, when you get to this thing that's supposed to, you think it's supposed to help you, but the Emerald City is like Superman. It hurts you. So you get to the Oz and you get to the master of the game and you realize, oh, he's just a big head looking alien thing behind a veil, pushing buttons, watching, seeing what we doing, and dictating. It's just a big head person, just a big head monster that got too much brain and got too much time being foolish. Okay? And I'm sure that character isn't the only person behind the curtain, behind the veil. There are other veiled. When we leave our avatar, we are veiled as well to a certain extent, especially if you want to. And if you want to be in the game still unveiled, you can be. But a lot of people go to either a determined place that they believe in, like Kamala said when she was a child, she believed in conservatism, where you can believe as a child in heaven or hell. They teach you in cartoons the angel on your left, which is the devil angel, and the angel on your right, which is the angel of light, which is duality, 9 and 6, okay? However, the Babylon story isn't exactly what you think. these people were just fed up with being on this planet, and if they were going to be on this planet, they weren't going to be playing the game according to the rules of the oligarchs. And the oligarchs at that time were the hidden Elohims. Well, in their day, the Elohims weren't hidden, but as the writers changed the story slightly, you don't hear about the Elohims. You only hear about the one God that got upset, which was Enki, which was Yahweh, yes, which was Yahuwah. They got upset because he was the one over the domes. He's the one that makes the clouds. He's the one that has the technology to spray the sky, tic-tac-toe the sky. They've always done that. You know, when they teach us in dumb down school indoctrination camp, they teach us that condensation in the lake and this and the cycle and this is how you make clouds. No, they make clouds, and they make tsunamis, and and they make earthquakes, and they help volcanoes explode like Yellowstone Park. They letting people know that they finna do some stuff. Nothing's how you seem, and if this bothers you, well, hopefully it bothers you enough to say, hey, it's okay not to know everything, but I'm gonna try to know as much as possible before they pull out some other trick out their pocket, because they finna try another trick. But what we gotta understand is, if enough of us know the game, and the game is bring on another safe and effective. Because like Bill and Melinda Gates, the gateway people, the ones who get to the gates, I need to decode them. I think I did Bill Gates some years ago. I could say more about them. Anything else I want to say here? Make sure. Let me go to this cheat sheet. Okay, Azil, a kind of abyss. Let's look at that right quick. And it's 4:14 a.m. in the morning. So I woke up out of sound sleep. Did a few things for about 5 or 6 minutes. Went to the bathroom and all that. Woke myself up. And I got back in the bed. And then my thought fell too. I think I'm going to do a video. Do a video. I check my emails and this looks like Bahamut man. Half angel, half demon, named Azil. So this is who Kamala is. She's Gino to be half light, half dark, or half. She can clothe herself as an angel, but I think her demonic side is prevalent. Just prevalent. Yeah. She's got to play a role. She got to play that role. I mean, GOAT, the greatest of all time. And just because she has a female avatar, that does not mean that she doesn't have a masculine energy. Because energy is just energy. Our avatars are just avatars. Interesting. That's why people say, oh, I'm a woman, I'm a man, and you're in a different body. Well, they prefer the attributes mentally of acting like a woman and acting like a man. The role. Because we're spirit. So, we're spirit. So, Saint Azil and his lineage. The Holy Imperial Empire. Interesting. Codex in verse. See what I'm saying? Look at this. This one reminds me of the Anunnaki right here. So I like this one. Yeah, this is like an Anunnaki for sure. And this is what the Anunnaki look like. Hindu mythology representing the best and the worst may be thus accidental and only serve to show how the demon former tendencies after it has begun was able to press even the most trivial incidents into service. But generally the name of demons and for whole races of demons import far more than this, and no inquiry more than that. Before us, it is necessary to remember that the names are things, right? It talks about original identity of demon and deity. The word demon itself, as we have said, originally have bore a good instead of an evil meaning. The Sanskrit Deva, that's her name, with an I, Kamala's middle name. Her original middle name before Wikipedia removed it a couple years ago was Tamil, but it identified her lineage too close because it's the same lineage of the neck. How many times I need to say that, people? Just because someone gives you a spiel, that does not mean that they are of uprightness in the game. Originally, let's go here. Facts to supply a remarkable confirmation of the statements already made as to the original identity of demons and deity. The word demon itself, as we have said, originally bore good instead of an evil meaning. The Sanskrit Deva, the shining one. Remember, Obama's the falling one, and you got Trump. Trump's more like a Christ character. That doesn't mean that his life is holy. That just means that he shines a light. Like when he says fake news, it's just fake news. That's his role. His role is to shine light on the foolishness, even though he may have come out of the foolishness, and he may sometimes fall back into the foolishness, because when you sign a contract or your life is in a certain blood, you're drawn from a certain well. You have to really dig deep to get out of that. And if he doesn't want to leave the game in the game, he wants to stay for the next reset and be reincarnated, because reincarnation does exist. I always say this on videos, when they ask who did they say the Son of Man is, you know, and they were calling off names, it's because they believe in reincarnation. How can you, they were thinking, who did he come back as? Did you come back as one of the prophets, you know what I'm saying? They know, in today's world, you can be cloned or you can be inseminated, like what the Hollywood people do, Kim Kardashian, them, a lot of these people, Beyonce, they don't want to carry their babies, their first babies or second babies. They let someone else do it, a surrogate. So that's what the virgin birth is. She didn't have to be with a man because she carried a surrogate child. She did have a man's seed, but because they call it a holy seed or Holy Spirit, because there was no intercourse. Okay? But they still had to go down there and insert the remaining deity, Phantom Devita, the gypsy name for God. So that's what Kamala, God, Harris means. Demon, God. So these people are playing roles of gods or Elohims. The demons of Socrates represents the personification of being still good, but no doubt on the path to decline from pure divinity. To me, when I looked at Biden's name actually meant totally like he's supposed to be good, but he went down a path of decline from pure divinity. When I looked at that guy's name, I was like, oh, I felt so sorry for him. But all they got to do is get you into the sacrificing of the ritual of blood. And when they do that, they literally can pull you down to a low frequency. You don't even have to worry about saying hell, because if you wanna go to hell, then you're gonna make the hell in your own mind. If you want to go to heaven, you're gonna make the heaven in your own mind. Near-death experience people let you know that. Oh, I went to heaven. Okay, you believe in heaven, right? Then people that know that they supposed to do good and they believe in hell and heaven, they put themselves in hell and they torment themselves there, because there are those in that frame of mind too who want to punish people. Look, let me explain this. I'm moving on, because I already know this. I'm not going to concern myself. I'm not persuading anybody or anything. I'm just not doing it. I'm letting you know it. What you do with it, that's on you. I'm woke in the game. I have eyes that can see, ears that can hear, because that's a coded language. I understand. I can decode. I can see through the game. I don't pick sides. I just stand with, I shine light on what's the truth. I'll call out Trump. I'll call out Biden. I'll call out Kamala. I'll call out Obama. I'll call out Bush. I'll call out Oprah the Winfrey. I'll call out Tyler Perry. I'll call out Jake the Snake. I'll call out Joel Osteen. I'll call out Kenneth the Copeland, Benny the Hen. All of these people who've played a role in letting these kind of characters. And then I'll call out Benjamin Netanyahu, because he got Yah in his name, Yahu. That's part of Yahuwah or Yahweh, who's I call him the bipolar God. That's Yahweh. That's Enlil. Okay, and whether you believe it or not, if you're woke to who they are. I've met that guy. I found a guy in a dream, and he's very tall. I mean, this dude is big as a mansion. He's big, but it don't matter how big you are. When you're in the game and you know what you know, because I always wanted to know who was it I was serving when I was in, let's say 40 plus down. I spent a long time being babied, a long time being in a childlike mind, a long time being put to sleep. Once I woke up to the coded book, I realized, oh, I get it now. I shedded a lot of tears for a long time. I was an angry person for a moment. Had to let that go, because being upset doesn't work too well in the game, because you don't want to be on low frequency. You don't want to be walking around here with these people that and characters that want to have a pity party. I ain't got time for that. And so it says, Plato declared that good men, when they die, become demons. He says demons are reporters and carriers between God and men. So, our familiar word, boogie, of a sort, nickname for an evil spirit, comes from the Slavic word for God, boog, appearing here in the West as boogie, whoosh, BWG, or goblin, or person. This word began probably as the Baga, or pure form, inscriptions and name of the supreme being, or the possible Hindu Bahaga, Lord of life. In the Bishop's Bible, the passage occurs, "Thou shalt not be afraid of any bugs by night, nor," the word has been altered to terror, right? "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the angel." What is it? He that dwells in secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God, in Him shall I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noiseless pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, on His wings shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walk in darkness, nor for the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, 10,000 at thy right hand, but none shall come nigh thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in thy hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon. Thou shalt trample under foot, because thou hast made the Lord, even the Most High, thy refuge. No evil shall befall thee, neither no plague come nigh thy dwelling. I hadn't quoted that in a long time. Interesting. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most. So you can see what kind of believer I was. I could quote whole chapters, break them down, understand them. Now I just use the words that I learned to decode, because now I can see. And sometimes I still sing, but I know that Enlil knows that I don't worship him. I told him that in another realm, a dream realm, and he was okay with it, because he understood that I knew he was just a brother that's got a lot of people dwell in him. A lot of people give themselves over to the different Elohims on this planet, or gods on this planet. There's a lot of them. They're all from the same family. And if you choose not to, for me, girl, I'm going to sit in, because I already know this is a game. However, I don't hate him. He don't hate me. He just understands. He know I know the truth now. When we come to the particular name of demons, we find many of them being bearing traces of Urias, from which they have declined. Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction, has a meaning of auspicious, derived from Shi, thrive, thus related to idol, to Pluto. Remember, they always talk about Pluto doesn't exist anymore. Did he say what is it tonight? Wealth, and indeed, in late ages, appears to have gained the greatest elevation in the story of the Persian poem as a fire fine of which class as the Magi and demons and the jinns, generally, in the East they call them jinns, which the sanctity of fire being considered is an evidence of their high origin. Now I'm not reading loud because my baby love in the bed behind me asleep, and my computer is actually in my large room I have. I could take it upstairs and put it in the actual entertainment room, but I'm lazy and I don't like walking upstairs. Isn't that trifling? The older you get, the less it's enticing. Now when I was in my 40s, I would run upstairs and, and when you get past 30s, 40s, I don't want to say how old I am, but when you get past 40s, it's like, no, I'm not trying to do all that extra stuff. I'm just not trying to do it. Save my knees. Vaisnav says that the genii are ethereal animals. Lucifer, the light bearer, is the fallen angel of the morning star. So Obama was a morning star that fell. Even though he's melanated, he would still be part angel, part demon. He would be like an antichrist because against being awakened, because that's what antichrist means. It's like they don't want you to know this, what I'm telling you. They want you to know about the code in the book. They want you to know about the code in all the different books, all the different religious books. But remember, if you look at the illuminated pyramid, from Zionism to Judaism to Christianity to Muslim to all the different belief systems in India, they don't care if you have a book to believe in, because the books are penned by men who understand the code. As long as you pick a book and you worship the beings in the book, you're still going to be worshipped by Anunnaki with a different name. Look, remember the movie Thor and them? You got Loki, the nearest to an evil power. Scandinavian personification is the German Luch or light, azure, a word inadequately rendering scapegoat in the Bible. See, scapegoat would be, I promise you, that would be Biden was the scapegoat for Kamala. He was the scapegoat for DEVI. Remember, he's supposed to play. I hear people saying Biden's a good person. I'm thinking, y'all must don't remember him sacrificing them 2 people in his life. That was a sacrifice. And then soon thereafter, Miss Jill herself show up after Biden take her from her husband. all this scandal. And is there any people running that's righteous? No, not one, baby. That's why you shouldn't worship them. Just expect for them to play their role and watch them as they play their role. Always watch them as they play their role. Make sure if they do anything that's not right, you call them out on it and see then what they do. Are they going to be acting like these unrighteous preachers that say, touch not my anointing, do my prophet no harm, because they can't be told nothing? Or are they trying to help all people? If someone's trying to help all people, they're really trying to help them, then you say, okay. See, this character here, she just puts up a facade of helping. If you can't help the ones that are on the planet, that if they would awaken, the planet would not go into this reset. A lot of people really don't understand how important being activated by the sun is. Like, even though you don't worship the sun, because we don't want to be looking up to no sun of anything, it's very important that our bodies get broken down by the sun to break down this. It breaks up the deception in. It's like washing clothes. The sun can wash you, like they say, the Son of God washes your sins away. Well, we have a sun, and these things are made, but it's something that can break the spell off of you, the sun. Now, of course, I would say for a melanated person, I would say don't be out in the sun past an hour. For a Caucasian person, I would say don't be out in the sun past 15 minutes. Because I get tan too, even though my skin is tanned, my color of my skin is tan, I can get tan. So you don't want to get too much of it, because you get too much sun, but you don't have no knowledge. You're not feeding yourself knowledge. Then you're just gonna be unhappy being here. I got several family members who just want to leave the game. They're like, I am so sick of this game. We had a whole conversation about it yesterday, and we were having talking amongst one another, and we were like asking questions. And I really wasn't asking them. Well, I was asking questions like, okay, but why do you say that? What's your point in saying that? And the person was like, well, I'm just saying. I know this is a game. We know it's a game. We can see it. And why do I have to be in this game? And so I was like, well, I understand what you're saying. I said, you get that pow, you be out this game real fast. Some people spin in a spiral and they get out the game like that. But when you get that pow, what does it geno you to? You gotta be really careful. That's why you need to be out in the sun. When you get that pow, you gotta get out in the sun. I got a neighbor that got 4 pows, and I trembled for her. But of course, she had cancer, came back and was all on her face. And I told her, I said, hey, you shouldn't have got that. And she said, well, my daughter took me up there to get it, because blah, 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 blah. I won't go too far into that, because I want this video to survive. But she goes out in the sun every day now. And even though they say sun gives you cancer, sun doesn't. Her skin has been healing. And she easily, bleeds out in the face and stuff like that. She's not melanated, so I don't just deal with melanated people. I deal with all people, because we just carry an avatar. I used to get upset at her because she watches news too much. So we just start watching the television so much. Kids, stop. She finally getting it now, because I don't want to harass her, because it's like, I don't want to deal with you if you don't want to have an understanding. I'm okay with, I don't need friends. I need to make sure this game don't play me. So Lucifer, the bearer of light, and that's what that Freemasonry thing come from on her, the bearer of the light, Freemasonry. So if you're in Freemasonry and you're in Masonry, please, by all means, denounce it. Write your letter. Tell them that you're removing yourself out of the agreement. Tell them you no longer want to serve whoever you're serving, blah, 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 blah. Some people have even said they just want to serve Jesus or Yeshua alone, even though that character is part of the Masonry too, and we didn't go into all of that. But if that's what you got to do to get out of it, then now you'll only deal with the covenant with that character, Inky, Yeshua, Inky. Now I was told that I don't know how that's possible, that the character John the Baptist and the character Yeshua are actually playing the same role, because they both were Geno, because Elizabeth was carrying and Mary was carrying, but those are different characters. But that could possibly just be them in the laboratory, both of them got impregnated around the same time. Those are probably Anunnaki females that carry the babies. We got, let's continue. Probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Lightbearer is a fallen angel in the morning star. So that's a role Obama's playing. low key, the nearest to an evil power. I read that already. Or light azul, a word inadequately rendering scapegoat in the Bible, appears to have been originally a deity, as the Israelite Yasharelites were originally required to offer up one goat to Yahweh. They say Jehovah. Let's just tell the truth. In there. And another to Azul, the name which appears to signify the strength of God. A demon belonging to the pre-Mosaic religion, but it can hardly be doubted that the four archdemons mentioned by rabbins, Samuel, Azul, Macabel, are personifications of the elements of energies of the deity. Remember, all things are energy. Okay? Samuel would appear to me the left hand of God, Azazel his strength, Azel his reproductive force, and Maccathel his retributive power. But the origin of these names is doubtful. Right, names change, but everyone plays a role. Everyone plays a role. That's the point of the pow. That's the point of the safe and effective stuff too. So, reproductive force, the G spot. Okay? Reproduces. Okay. Anything I'm gonna say over here? Read. It says in 2 Corinthians 15. Is this 2 Corinthians 4? Verse 15, or chapter 15. Verse, what is it? Verse, is that? Give me a minute, y'all. I think it's verse 6. Chapter 6, verse 15. Let me see, give me a minute. I'm doing that Romans. I hadn't seen them in a while. Yeah, I think that's 6. Because I was going to say it's 4, but before I would be in front of the V if it was 4. Okay. 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 15. What concord had Christ with Baal? So Christ is not a person. Christ is a mind that can see through the veil. Christ is a mind that knows this is a game. To have a Christ mind means you understand that everything isn't what it seems. You're not of a low frame of mind. You're not a servant. You're not a slave. You're not a tool. You're not a child. You don't have a childlike mind. You're not coming into the game staying with a childlike mind. Like Kamala said in the beginning of the video, that as a child she thought concerning things was good. Now she knows. So that's that duality in her. So the older you get, sometimes that doesn't mean the wiser you get. Sometimes it's just the more darker you can get, or the more things can become concealed from you, being able to see that this is a game. And sometimes it takes someone else to say, hey, how do you know all that, yet you can't see what it actually means? Because sometimes it does take someone else nudging you, saying, why don't you question everything? Why don't you question all things? Why don't you question all people? And why don't you question yourself? What's my motive? Someone asked yesterday, why are we here? I said, why not we here? Aren't you glad you know this is a game? Yeah, but no. Would you be better to know it's a game and not know it's a game? Yeah, I'd rather know it's a game than not a game. Correct. So now that you know it's a game, stay in the game. Let your light shine, as they say, meaning be of a Christ mind. Anybody that comes with a Christ mind, they try to snipe you out anyway. You know. Or if you're of both, yet you wanna shine like a Christ, They'll try to snipe you out. But if you continue wars and rumors of wars, you'll be like KAMALA, DEVI. You'll have this thing where it looks like you are a good person, but you're not. You're of the abyss, the kind of the abyss. So anybody that looks like they're a Christ, from Biden to Trump to Obama, anybody, Van, anybody, KAMALA, anybody that pops up, Michelle, anybody, Hillary, I don't see how, but anyways, they just sniped too many people out on the plain obvious. They just have, it's just, they're just crazy. But I'm not laughing at people sniped out. I'm just saying, when you know you're in the game, it's like these fools here, they just waste too much power. But anyway, let me go ahead and and remember the Babylon. Babylon is a spirit as well, but it's a notion of how things went. The tower, Trump Tower. That's what the tower is about. The Babylon Tower. So anybody that comes from a high stance in life are on towers. Okay, KAMALA comes from a priestly class. That's a tower. Trump Tower. Okay, his whole name tells you that he's here to trump. So try not to get in his way too much, or he will trump you. Only thing that can help him is him not lean to his carnality too much. Okay, so anything I want to say else? Because I don't want to think of something and then, lo and behold, I don't see how that's going. I was doing something else on my other monitor. Yeah, of course, KAMALA is very, very one of the most liberal people I've ever seen in my life. Just thick. I believe in liberation, but I don't believe in bipolarism. When she was his district attorney, this woman was a fool. She was a fool. She was a fool. She was smoking cannabis herself and put hundreds of men in prison behind cannabis. That's crazy. Like she told Charlemagne, I inhaled. Yeah, I understand. Hypocrisy is fun. Sad but true. Sad but true. And the crazy thing is, when she went to the historical black college and university, HBCU, she was really trying to be like an Oz, put a veil over people's eyes, because they know you have to tap into the Shemite bloodline, the Shemite avatar, which are the melanated people here in America. The Hamites are still, most of them are still on the continent of Africa, but them Shemites are here in America because I don't think Inky went to America. I think Enlil went to America. He got fed up and he went to a new land over here. And anyway, the incorporated America is brand new, but these lands here are not brand new when it comes to the they just named it the Americans, but these are not new lands by no means. Her parents divorced when she turned 7. Interesting. G. That's the G. Yeah. Interesting. You know, who is the Prime Minister over Canada? I think what is this guy named? Trudeau? Oh my goodness, that guy's a hot mess. I think he's a hermaphrodite like Michelle is. Because I think that guy, he just gives off the energy of like a woman that's disguised, his avatar has been messed with. His energy is very. Anybody standing with Pelosi is just not right. Because Pelosi, her and Maxine Waters is absolutely just persons. I know how I feel about the word persons. I sometimes when I listen to Kamala, I don't understand how she can be playing this role, acting so ditzy. But maybe maybe she has a learning disorder. Maybe she can't recall certain things. It doesn't seem like she should be so ditzy. It just doesn't seem like. Maybe when something's just been handed to you, because she is a DEI, because Biden did say it. Biden said, I'm going to pick black woman, and he didn't know which one they were going to tell him to pick. They always tell Biden, he reached our papers, they told him to do this, they told him to do that. And then Biden also has a person that wears the skin for him. So he may be on the island at this point. Why should I show y'all the island? The LAPD be up in decode all the time. Oh, this is the one thing I want to say about melanated sisters. It's very dangerous to not support melanated men, avatar men, because there's a yin and a yang in the game. And if melanated women don't get back to supporting melanated men, I'm not saying that you have to only marry a melanated avatar man. You have to get back to supporting the melanated construct. The melanated male and female have to say we're not against one another, because if not, it's really capable for them to destroy everybody except for a few folks. And I'm not talking about no very elect, because the very elect of these folks that's running the game, the very elect of these people that understand the game, they're the very elect that get saved out the game. Because they know they understand the game. The code book calls them the very elect, and their God saves them, right? Well, I just told you that Enlil, Enki, Anu, Tiamat, Amun, Marduk, all of these Anunnakis, and many other different colored skin ones in the game, they say they own. Just like Enlil saved Noah, which Noah had another name, because Noah lit up when he came into the plane of existence. That's to change a lot right there. In the book of Yashar, it clearly tells the story of the birth of Noah. And everybody thought he was an Ajiji child, a melanated Ajiji child. But he wasn't. He was one of the he wasn't one of the demi gods, or one of the Lord made gods. Meaning you get a body made, but your essence is the same as, we're all one, but we all are put in different avatars. We all come from the same. Look, I'll understand it better once I'm done with the game, because I really still question myself of why the heck would I even prevent myself from coming in the game. But I'm not going to be trapped in the game, so maybe that's the reason why I came in the game, because I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be trapped here. But I've been trapped long enough, feel like. So why is it you say trapped? You get trapped all these taxes and paying taxes and stuff for what? Especially the federal taxes. Now state taxes, I ain't got no problem with that. Federal, these people crazy. They're crazy. And that's the reason why they keep American and maritime war, and why they keep us under martial law. Because you keep us under wartime all the time, they can do federal taxes. Get us out of war. There will be no point for borrowing from the Aussie Nazi Federal Reserve. Boop, 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 boop. They said Jamie Dimon may be in Trump's administration. They see Elon Musk may be in Trump's administration. Now, Elon, L means God. Elon Musk is somewhat like Kamala. They're demigods, or they're people who know the game. They come back, reincarnate. They have a lot of their memory. Like with us, when we come back, they wipe our memory. We be fools and come back because, oh, you got family members, blah, 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 blah. Oh, blah, 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 whatever. Let me get me started. So, but life is still good. I still will not hate on this game. Still won't hate on this game because I make these videos for myself. If you're wondering why the video's going on so long, sometimes you have to reason with your own self, you know. When I first walked away from the game out of books, that he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High, I knew shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, and I was like, oh my goodness, I know who these people are now. I know who these names are. Okay, I was initially like, who's gonna protect me? Who's gonna protect me in the game? And then I had to realize that if we're made of the same substance, then nobody bigger or greater than me. I don't have to walk around here worshiping myself. Check this out. That's the cane of Freemasonry. That's the half of the compass in the square. I never figured out this one, but it just may just be the airwave, you know, email, the sky, on in the sky, you know, the bearer of the light, the apron around the masonry, the skirt, the G-spot, the arrow pointing the way. These two here is interesting. It's all in our face all the time. All the time. If I put this in the code, check this out. If I put this in the code, it'll tell you a whole nother story. Everything that, I don't care whose commentary it is. If it's in little dashes or whatever, it means something. Maybe two. I'm learning right now, y'all. Let's see. I know what 82 means. 10. Doorway. Doorway. I need to pull up some more ciphers, but this isn't supposed to be part of the video. Let's go down and see. This is 57. 57. New order is 75. That's a verb. 3 verbs. Dialogue. Put people to sleep. Dream. Sitting. Testing. These are her own words. 57. If y'all wonder where I'm coming from. Interesting. I'm gonna pull up. I know I can pull up more ciphers. 2. Not bipolar. Let's look at this right here. Cause I just assume it's Tesla, but it may not be. Okay. Oh. I'll go T here. Looks like a shirt, looks like a sword, looks like a tag. Looks like this as well. Wow. Interesting. I understand why England's on here. That has everything to do with the bloodline of the reptilians. Gene. That's pretty. Genes are made up of DNA sequences that are arranged in specific locations on the chromosome. Let's go here. Genes. Some little genes are. But why is it saying here? Golden sleep. He's on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Now what's a load in this reality? What's a load in this reality is the truth that makes you free. The load is the truth. So you gotta get the truth and you can't let it burden you. But you gotta know it. But you can't let it burden you. And even for a person like me, sometimes the burden sometimes is, why can't people see? Why are people doing mass formation? Why is everybody pushing out the same speed? Now you know my channel is not monetized. You know they love me, they love me, they love me. I would never want to be paid for this anyway. Because it's for me. And for any of my family members that watch it during the week. I don't mind by being long because some days I reflect on see it, black box on The Simpsons when Trump goes over that black box with the burglar. These are burglars. Japhites, in a tense, a sham. So they're pretending to be the Anunnaki's first creation, but they're not. It would be the melanated. But what the melanated are doing is they're using the code book on the streets of New York and Detroit, and they're missing the point. The point is, don't go out the playbook condemning people. Use the playbook not to wish the world to end, but use the playbook to see through the veil. As you see through the veil of this is a game, wake more people up to this is a game, so the game can end, so then we can go on outside of the game. If they want to stay in the game, they can stay in the game the way they want to play the game, but we can go and create other things. We don't have to be bamboozled into their bullcrap. There's so many people that are noted in history, and they were all Aussie Nazis. I mean, absolutely, you would be amazed how many well-known people that got uplifted in culture who are Aussie Nazis. Just amazing. Amazing. Truly amazing. Especially in Congress. Especially in politics. You got Supreme Court justices, you got Federal Reserves, you got people giving advice in the background. Just so many people. So many people. How you doing, Bernie? Is that Bernstein? How y'all doing? How you doing? I know people didn't know y'all was. I know these Aussie Nazis. You know Wiener? Ooh, he like a reptilian for sure. Schumer, what you doing, boy? If y'all only knew how deep this thing goes. This thing goes so deep. Oh, is he the banksters? Oh, okay. Jewish powers and influence the United States in business. Oh my goodness. I know him. That's is that Rothschild? Soros cause all kinds of Antifa and BLM. He pays for all that. Yeah. This is who runs the government, pretty much. These are the behind the scene people. These are the Team B. Team B, baby. Team B. Team B. Team B. This is why Jews hated what Zionists are, because they be trying to always blow up the whole planet. They always trying to kill people for their LOM. And then it's, oh, look at us. Look at us. Feel sorry for us. Ooh. That's why melanated people need to really understand that there are other melanated people who have nothing to do with Shemites, have everything to do with other things. And they don't have the frequency of true salvation, meaning awakening, Christ-mindedness. Trump be tripping sometimes. He plays real very well. I just hope that Trump doesn't let this guy trump him for glory, for worship. Let me go back to that picture I saw earlier, so I can tell Trump, don't be like homeboy. What Biden is? Don't be like Biden. Biden got played bad. This is the guy I was talking about, him, old Blinken. I put his name in gematria. This guy's so wicked. Should I put his whole name in there? What is his first name? Anthony Blinken? I hope I spelled his name right. I like stuff to be capitalized. I know how to do it. Blinken. Let me see if I spell his name. I want to make sure I spell his name right. Oh, I should be Benjamin in Yahoo, but let's see, can I make sure I spell his name right? I don't want to spell his name wrong. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay. So his name is Anthony. Anthony. I still want to say Anthony. I don't pick out the capital at this point. Okay, he's a yin yang. He's like bipolar spirit. He's like Kamala. 57. Give me a minute, y'all. Ooh. Gemini, yin. Ooh. He's about worshiping the moon. Gee whiz. He's about killing, because that's what going to sleep is, putting people to sleep, keeping people from awakening to the Christ-like mind. Christ-like mind is not a person, it's just a Christ-like mind. It's a mind of high frequency. Interesting. So that's what the yin and the yang. It's just about the abyss. It doesn't have to be an actual 69. It could be just a new one. See, it's a demonic space. Let's look at this. Does this match him? What he believes? I guarantee it does. Yeah. Samayal. Y'all think this stuff cute? This is the hierarchy of getting out the game. See, you have to bypass all this bull crap and get out of these spells, meaning know this stuff exists and say no thank you to this God, no thank you to this Elohim, no thank you, nothing. No thank any of y'all. You got the move, get my way. And they go through there are different names. So this right here is actually this thing here, that's half of that. I'm not telling y'all about this thing here. I was trying to explain this thing here. See that thick and then that thin, that's the alien mustard thing. Then really it's this thing here. Okay. They're slick, they're smart. Very smart. All of them are into demonic worship, period. You can easily catch them up. You can catch them up. You can catch them up. Whether you go into the center of the earth, inside the earth, or above the earth, they still can try to have you trapped. Okay? There's always a duality of the dragon going on. So when you're split, they can have access to you. You have to not be bipolar. You know? I'm not saying the term bipolar itself is. I'm just saying don't be stuck. If you're going to be, it's better to be in the middle, neutrality, than to be hard hot, hard cold. It's just better to be in the middle. Now, the code book says to be either hot or cold, but don't be in the middle. I say don't be hot, don't be cold, be in the middle, meaning have no attachment to the game. Have no attachment to the game. Like, see stuff for what it is. Do not attach yourself to one side. The left, the goat. The right, the sheep. The left, blue. The right, red. Just don't attach yourself to any of it. Just don't attach yourself to any of it. And these symbols and stuff will tell you what they're about. It doesn't matter what someone says with their mouth, just watch the symbols and then you'll understand. That's how I connect people. I connect people through symbols. Debit card. Is that the We have so many people in Congress and the Senate that's of this, that it's just like even her husband. You know, people when they heard me say, they probably like, that's not true. I'm not proving that. Just I could care less. I mean, who wouldn't know that? Who would not take out time to say, who's her husband? How would you not look into who her husband is? You know what I'm saying? How would you not look into who her husband is? I mean, let's look at his early life. Where's his parents? Interesting. Mm-hmm. 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 No. You could be saying, well. I was like, well, like the old folks say. It is what it is. Alright, like, subscribe to the bell. Appreciate you.